Hi, everybody. I'm Charlie Lennon, your executive leadership coach, speaker, and trainer. And I am so excited to host the Communicate to Lead virtual leadership conference and bring you another fantastic, phenomenal guest speaker, Dr. Kim Monette. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Good morning, afternoon, and evening.
That's right, because we're virtual. You can tune in at any time. I love
Yes, yes,
it.
awesome.
That's awesome. So, Dr. Kim, if you don't mind, could you please introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about what you do within your company?
Sure, no problem, Charlie. Well, for everyone that should know, greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Kimberly Monette. I'm the CEO of Dr. Kim Consulting, is where I use the 6M process framework to help school leaders design and implement processes. I'm the process queen. And so what we do is we help improve things that impact student academics, their behavior incidents, as well as cultural indicators such as attendance rates. The ABCs of schools.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I'm
Yes.
telling you, right now, with the state of education, we
Hmm.
need more
Hmm.
folks like you
Hmm.
helping these school districts recognize that if they get more strategic on the
Hmm.
things that they're doing, they'll meet their goals. Because it's a lot out there right now for
Yeah, it
schools.
is. And yeah, and an
Absolutely.
important thing is to know is that we do have a lot of good programs and it's a variety because we have so many different learners. But it's not really the program, is how well we work it. If
Mhm.
all the diets work if we work them. You know?
Well, now, look
I
now,
mean,
ain't telling on me.
now, I don't know about the ice cream diet. Not sure about that one. But most of them, if you work it, it works. So.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
So, what I'm thinking about just leadership and here at the Communicate to Lead conference, something that we know is important right out the gate is being able to communicate a clear vision
Mm.
and mission.
Hmm.
What are some of the things that you have seen teams do
Hmm.
well in regards to really being able to set that vision and that mission?
Mm. Well, a lot of them kind of depends on where the team is located because we have different layers in our organization. You have executive leadership teams, we have campus leadership teams, we have department teams, and we have things like that within the school setting. So it kind of depends on where the team is located because then it depends on your team's mission. Is our mission to support our leader, like as far as being the campus principal? Are we here for teacher support? So when I begin with coaching a team, I first want to know, where do you fall in the organization and what is the goal of the team? Hmm. And so
That where
go into the other part
where
again.
you fall within in the organization is something that we
Mhm.
haven't actually tapped into much in this
Mhm.
conference, but you are right when you're talking about leadership because there's different levels of
Mhm.
leadership, right? Are you leading from the top
Mhm.
where everybody is funneling up? Are we funneling down? Are we leading left to right, top to
Mhm.
bottom? So that's
Mhm.
interesting that you point out,
Mhm.
that where you are within that organizational chart kind of changes how you're able to articulate your mission and your vision. That's interesting. That's a different perspective.
Yeah. And if I could just walk it down for just a second, like if you have a high level team at the executive level, you're taking in a lot of considerations from external sources. How do I systematically approach my organization, which is made up of several different teams? How do I organize the thoughts? How do I create one type of communication or multiple types of communications based upon who's best? Over here, they're working the field. So it's better if you send text notifications. If you're over here, we're at a desk. So it's better if you send email notifications. So you kind of got to figure out how to communicate, what's best for the situation, and then communicating your vision. Top down, you're creating the vision and sending it down. In the middle, you're receiving the vision, translating it into the people you must communicate with. And then if you're on like a department team where you're getting the vision from the district, the campus, and then, okay, now I got to figure out how to make this look right for reading. How do I make it look right for math? How do I change it over for science? So again, that's just to give a little anchor to the levels of teams.
No, that's powerful. That's it's really important to look at that organizational chart and where you're at with that. You know, is it a creation? Are we internalizing it? You know,
Mhm,
I kind of
mhm.
look at what we're doing with lesson planning now because some
Yes,
teachers, we
yeah,
are literally giving them the lesson plan now. So
yeah,
now they've got to do lesson internalization as opposed
yes.
to creating the lesson
Mhm,
themselves, which
mhm.
means they naturally will have that internalization. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah,
So
and
with
that's
that,
yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, what
So,
you were saying, like, that's what we have to do, and then people think it's so much easier to give the teacher a lesson plan. But,
mhm,
like, it's just words on a piece of paper, but you
mhm,
want the impact to be that they teach from their heart.
mhm. Yeah,
Be a
you're
little
right.
bridge.
Not just like now. That's what we're gonna do. Communicate to lead. We're just gonna have a dance now. This is gonna be
Yeah.
what it's gonna be. So with that, I mean, I'm hearing there's so many moving pieces. We've been
Mhm.
able to articulate a clear vision, which makes me go back to effective communication. What are your thoughts on how communication impacts teams?
Well, people hear in different ways. Let me so I know as a classroom teacher, you can say something and one kid to hear this, what you say to me? You like, what? Like everyone internalizes it different. So in order for me to effectively communicate, I've got to communicate what I'm saying in multiple ways. Okay. And I don't mean say it to me and then say it louder. Okay. Not two different forms of communication. So you might need, because there's some people who love when I send them a nice email with some bullet points. They can print it off, they can check the list, and boom, they have everything I need. Some people I need to send them a text message. I told you go check your email. Go check your email. So, and then there's other people that I need to have a meeting for. And then I need to go through the email and then send them a text message to come to the meeting so we can talk about the email that you don't want to read. Go ahead and print it out before you show up. So it's not a problem. Either way, we're going to get it apart. Now, the people that don't have to come to the meeting are people that come with their results. I'm just saying it's incentives not to come to meetings. Just want to give
You
that
bet.
out there.
Yeah, now you like say it louder for the people in the
Yeah,
back.
I just want to get it's a bonus for somebody that actually read the email and went and did the checklist and did everything. If they show up with their stuff done, you know what? You have a beautiful afternoon. Fine.
Yeah, I want to be that person. Okay.
Yeah. So read your email and do the checklist and then have a meeting.
I feel like we're talking to somebody right now. Okay.
Right, right. I don't know who that helped. I don't know who that helped. But you sent it in the checklist, and that person read their email, said, I don't want
Uh-huh.
to come to this meeting. Is there a way I can not come to the meeting? And so it's a win-win. You didn't come to the
Yeah.
meeting, and I got what I wanted.
You are hilarious. I'm telling you, I'm taking notes right now. I'm like, is she trying to say something to me? No.
Another
Hey.
little,
Oh,
another
there it
little
goes
bridge.
again.
Look,
I can't
look.
with you,
See,
Dr.
these are these
Leonard.
cultural nuggets that you,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
win-win. And we all winning if no
Exactly.
one's complaining.
When you're talking about trying to communicate with all these different styles of learning, different
Mhm.
styles of what they hear, to me, what stands out is again, how we can get folks to feel empowered to want to read the email, you know what I mean, to want to do what's asked of them. So what do you do to delegate work, but also make people feel empowered so that they actually do it and they do it with their authentic self?
That's a good thing. Now, let me say this way. You have to get to know people. Okay. And I will say the skill of being a teacher in a large classroom with 35 high school students. And I don't know what y'all plotting on. So you quickly learn your people. You learn your people. You know, you have to learn your people. Like I know, like instance, if I'm communicating with you, if I hit you with a bullet list, talk real fast, we're gonna get it done and we're gone. You notice that? Because both of us talk fast and it's okay, but then somebody else, I have to go and be like, okay, sweetie, you see, the thing is, I need this done. And Dr. Monette is smiling really big right now. So let's go ahead and get it done. So it's, and then you change gears and then you go over to some people and you're like, look, sweetie, some people you have to explain the whole picture to and then break it down. Some people, look, right now, I'm just going to have you go ahead and just write your name. You hold tight. I'll be back. So it's like when you manage a team, it's like managing a classroom, because you have to know the different levels of support that you have to give people in the same amount of time, right? Because in the lesson's 45 minutes, I got to give you your overlay. I got to give you your large block. I got to give you your this, but we all still have the same 45 minutes. And so that's how I view communication. I view it as I've got to differentiate my communication style. Okay. My level of, some people need charts and graphs and wizards over mine. Some people, if you put one more color on that slide, I'm going to explode. Okay. I give them a little quick memo. I have them all. And see, if you're steady meeting everyone's needs,
Right.
and they're okay, it's no thing to me. I just printed you out a shorter version. I know what you need. Don't look up there. Don't bother me today. I don't want no more emails about the blue thing. I like blue. Here's your black and white. This is how,
Yeah.
and it's fun, but it also lets them know that I know you. And that, and you shared with me that it's hard for you to see the blue on the yellow and the yellow. One, let me mute it down. That may help somebody else. Two, let me provide a copy for you that's so not so stressful. It don't cost me nothing to print the sucker in black and white. I mean, make your
It
people
goes
happy.
back to, yeah, it sounds like, you're really keen on being able to build those relationships.
Yeah, and
So
you have to do it
know what,
quickly.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you know what your team
Mhm.
needs. And so then you meet them where they're at so that you can actually be successful as a team. Because,
Right.
we can't just have one way of communicating, because if you do that, then the messaging is lost. Because everyone, like you said, communicates, hears differently. And so that's a fantastic strategy that as a leader, you got to be able to go with the flow, switch it up, change it, and do what you need to make sure y'all get to point A to point B.
Right.
That's good. Yeah.
Right.
And not everybody has that skill. And so that's
Right.
something that is a strategy that people must learn,
Mhm.
and it starts with knowing yourself.
Right.
Right. So the
Right.
more you know who
The
you
more you
are and
grow.
how, right. And do you know how you like to communicate? What is your style? So that then you can
Right.
better relate with other people. Because you're right. You and I, Dr. Kim, you can give it to me real quick and fast, and I'm going to get it and we're going to go.
I heard you. No
Yeah.
problem. Send it to me in text. I got you. Cool. But everyone's not like that, and it's nobody's fault. We're just
Right.
all made up differently. It's
Yes.
hard. But if I walk in the room and you're focused on something else, and I tell
Mhm.
you something fast, and you haven't turned and tuned into me, your
Mhm.
response is going to be a little different.
Right.
So I have
Yeah.
to understand that. I could walk in the room and let's say you paying attention, or I don't know, you're distracted, and I come in with the brrr, you're gonna be like, wait, what'd she say?
Right.
And I'm gonna
For
be like,
sure.
well, I always talk to you that fast. You never said a problem with it
Yeah.
before.
You're like, oh, it's been a problem. I just never said anything to you.
Right. And then I'm sitting here like, well, oh, I didn't. So again, when you run into stuff, you just recognize and just, I always I come in with the caution when there is a mistake made with communication. I'm like, hold on. Let's figure it out. Let's walk it back. Let's see what happened. If I did something wrong, I'm like, well, wow.
Right.
And then
Yeah, that ownership piece.
I take ownership quickly. And a leader told me that a long time ago, like, take ownership quickly. Don't hesitate on taking ownership. And then it's like, hold on, let me figure it out. Did I make a mistake? Was there a mistake in the process? Let's figure it out. And if the person's willing to walk it out with me and they're willing to say, let's figure it out, then I know that we've got a good partnership.
And maybe to get this bridge. That's my partnership for the bridge.
Yeah, for the bridge. Like,
exactly.
We building this together.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work. If anybody, I know if it's any of my teachers tuning in, they probably was waiting for me to hit them with a teamwork makes the dream work, baby. If the team's not working, where's the dream gonna be? Come on.
It's true. It's
true.
true.
Are you working?
Right. Now, you mentioned a lot with communicate, right? Because just it's natural for you, clearly, to be able to have sometimes some of those tough conversations.
Mm,
And so I want to look at constructive feedback. Let's kind of go to that space a little bit, where I feel like within your examples, you were already kind of showing us how you do it. But
mhm,
could you
mhm.
break down, that again a little bit? What strategies do you use as a leader to be able to provide that constructive feedback
Uh-huh,
that still, makes
uh-huh.
folks feel accountable,
Mhm.
but respected at the same time? So what are those strategies? I know humor is clearly one of them, because you have me
Yeah, a
laughing.
big smile helps. It does. Thanks, mom, dad. Yeah, the big smile helps. But also knowing your person. Again, I can't, because is sometimes I have a very authoritative voice. It's a kind of, I'm loud. It's just a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. Okay. So, but I understand that. And so when I am having critical conversations with people, I have to kind of shift to be conscious of that person. Because if you're going to have a critical conversation, you're going to put that person in an uncomfortable position. Okay. And the best of the best are still, no one likes to hear anything bad about themselves. No one does. I don't, you don't. I mean, but it's the truth. We're not perfect. So you try to find, and I think the communication should fit the feedback. Okay, so let me explain. If I'm telling you about it's your first time late for work, I really don't know what's going on. I don't know. I gotta, if you're walking in the door late, I like to check people's temperament before. If you're coming in, you're soaking wet, and I'm like, ooh, hey, you made it okay? You good? Okay. And then later on, I may come and ask you, hey, is everything all right? What happened today? But I'm always going to approach in a caring attitude, because I don't know what happened. You could have had a flat tire, and you could have been out on the side of the road. Your husband's out of town this week, so you had to change your tire. You were running behind because the kid was, I mean, it's just, I don't know what your morning was like. But the last thing I want to do is set you off when you walk in the door talking about you're late to work. Like, you late for work. You see me, right? I see you, right? We can talk about it later. Right now, I need you to get focused in and get in the room. Do you need some help? If it's wet, do you need to dry off? Do you need a second? What's going on? So that's not the time for me to give feedback about what our policy is about being late. Okay. Now let's talk
Time and
about
a place.
that's not the place, but we will bring about it later. And I'm not talking about 3 weeks later, maybe later in the day, because I'm probably going to go back and check on her, him, whomever, and that's just providing customer service,
Mhm.
and that opens, so that person is probably going to likely be like, hey, hey, thanks for helping me get into the room this morning, my flat, my kid, my this, whatever the case was,
Mhm.
and especially if you have never seen them late before, come on, something's going on. Know your people. Know your people. Don't go in just to go in.
Right.
No. But let's roll it back. Same
Mhm.
scenario. One of my favorite folks is showing up late once again with his hoagie in his hand and his coffee in the other. Okay, this is my lipstick, y'all. This is my lipstick. Hoagie in the hand. And you just 10 minutes late because it was a long line. And let's all know, side note, you didn't do the Whataburger commercial and come in with a box. You just got your order. So
So, yeah,
I'm gonna be
I'm not
like,
okay. Yeah, where's
I'm
mine
like,
at?
you come in, no, let me do water. You come in with the Whataburger. I'm like, you didn't see the taquito commercial when they said you're late, that you should bring some for everyone. So you're not late, you brought breakfast. That's probably gonna be my response, because I'm probably perturbed by reminding you what time to be to work.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's going to be my way I'm going to go to my computer and draft you an email with regards to you being on time to work.
You're hilarious.
But that's how I mean, I say it in jest, but I'll kind of walk that, and that's how I handle people, and then if
You
it's
know
someone,
this.
and then you got some people, well, I wasn't late. I ain't that. If you want to be, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be documented in front of someone. We're going to make the notes. We're going to send the email. We're going to follow, because there's protocols and stuff for that.
Mhm.
So in the meantime, I try to err on the side of, let's do what we're supposed to do. I see you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Either do what you're supposed to do or we're gonna have to follow the steps.
Mhm.
And then as an administrator, you have to go and follow the steps. You can't keep saying, I'm gonna write you an email, and then they check their email and there's nothing there.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, it's an email, read
Right.
receipts.
Yeah. But I think I can already tell it's well received by people like you because you built these strong relationships, right? And like you said, you're smiling. It's not an iron fist where it's a got you. You're
Not
treating
personal.
people fairly. Yeah, you treat people
Yeah.
fairly, respectfully.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do it with a smile. And so, I could see already. I'm like, I don't want to be on that receiving side, Dr. Monette,
Right.
but I still can see for those that have to, you're able to give them that constructive feedback because they can trust you and they know it's not a gotcha.
Right. Right.
It's very evident with that. Mhm. Well, I would love to. Oh, sorry.
I wanted to add something to that, when we have to give that feedback, like hit it and get off the gas.
Mhm.
Like say what you gotta say. And I wouldn't make a Whataburger taquito comment
Mhm.
to a teacher that's nervous or, the
Right.
temp. I'm
Yeah, it goes back to
uh,
knowing your people.
knowing your people. I'm really saying it to my little younger teachers that, I'm trying to whip them into shape, like actually that you come to work every day, people, what is it? The Gen Zs, the X's, the Y's, I've lost track. But because you can't, I think when you have a corrective conversation, especially in the beginning, make the correction, come off the gas, keep life moving. Don't keep mentioning it and talking about it. And that just wears people out and it makes them feel as though you won't let it go.
Mhm.
No. Now,
Mhm.
again, if it's the 10th time and we're coming in with Whataburger and we don't have the taquitos, I'm probably going to send you the commercial. Just,
I want the commercial. Look, now you got me
um,
anxiety thinking about this commercial.
yeah, you got to see it. I mean, no plug for anybody, but I mean, you're not the guy that's late. You're the guy that's got breakfast. It's just not that complicated.
Oh my gosh. Well, I could sit out here and laugh with you all day.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, but we got to come to a close.
Oh,
So
wow. That was quick.
yes. I'm telling you, whenever you have these fun conversations, when leadership is fun to us, time goes by like that.
Yeah.
But when we're thinking about, some of these, like just a final thought, we've talked about a lot today, and I'm really sure that somebody is going to be able to get something from this conversation. But if you were to wrap it up with just like one final thought, one piece of advice to someone who's currently in a leadership role or potentially an emerging leader, so someone who wants to be in a leadership role, what's your final thought that you would say to them?
I'm going to say that coming like out of a classroom or instructional environment, when you're being put into an administrative type position, you need to understand it shifts from the old cuddly thing to really managing your processes. So you'll get more bang for your buck if you know how to manage how you're going about doing things. And I just want to let leaders know that in my 27-year career, I have mapped out a way to help you effectively design and implement processes. And it is the 6M framework. And it's mapping, modeling, motivating, moving, monitoring, and manifesting. And each one of those 6M's speaks to all parts because you begin to document your process. It helps with communication. When you go back to the late example, well, sweetie, we've already had a conversation on this day. We've had a conversation on this day. Now I'm having a more formal conversation with you about the continued behavior. So it kind of removes a lot of emotion in communication, but also gets you focused on your goals. And that's what we have to as school administrators, especially, that we have to be reminded of the goals, that is to raise academics, to lower behavior, and to increase attendance rate and other things that impact our climate. So I just want school leaders to know that, hey, you got it. It's all about the process, but not just a process, managing your process. So that's
There we go.
close
In
with.
the bridge.
In the bridge, you gotta build a bridge. You got a
Yeah, little bridge.
generational bridge, just cultural bridges. And
Dr. Monette, thank you, thank you, thank you. One,
there
for
it
all
is, there it
you
is,
always
there
have
it
with me
is.
smiling, the laughs, all with the knowledge. I appreciate you coming on Communicate to
Mhm.
Lead platform and just being able to share your wonderful ideas, your smile, your laughs. It's always a pleasure when I get to talk to you. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And I'm so, so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what God has for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming to the Communicate to Lead Virtual Leadership Conference. Have a great day. Bye.